morning. I want to thank everybody for being here today. Got some good things to share with everyone, and we're glad to have you here. Hopefully everybody had a great start to beginning of the 2026 new year. I think it's been a good start so far for the city of Montgomery on what was a very good and positive 2025. I want to start off just by thanking everybody in the city of Montgomery for all the great work they did last year, our community partners, faith leaders, so many grassroots leaders that helped us have the type of year that we did last year. And certainly I want to thank all the city employees that have been instrumental in making that happen, from those who work in street maintenance and sanitation to those first responders, our 911 operators, to all of our administrative support staff, our cabinet heads, our department heads, everyone that's really played a positive role in the trajectory that we had in 2025. I think when I looked at the end of last year, there were a lot of good things, certainly more good than there were bad. And while we know we've had some tremendous opportunities, we know we've still got some challenges. And one of those certainly is in the realm of public safety. When we look at public safety, we are ultimately measured by how people feel, not just by the data, not just by the information that we have, but how people feel about the city and their community. And we know that a lot of people in this community don't feel as safe as we'd like for them to feel. And we know that that comes with reason, given the news that you get on a daily basis, things that you hear about, things you see on social media. But we want everyone to know that certainly our public safety departments, our police department, our fire rescue, and everyone has been working and doing tremendous work. And I think that's evidenced in some of the stats that we'll get into in just a little bit. But I'll start with certainly the hard truth as it relates to homicides in the city. We ended the year with the exact number that we had the prior year, 61 lives lost, and that's 61 too many. This isn't a win, and we know it's not progress. We know that every life is sacred, and we're going to continue to work on the effort that the city has been doing over the last several years to change that. But it also comes about with economic, cultural, and social change, and making sure that peace is chosen over violence, and that we're intentional about how we respond to disagreements, and that we continue to try to talk about de-escalation practices and conflict resolution. We look at some of the messages that we see. Unfortunately, we tend to see the negative, be it the algorithms or be it just what people choose to click on social media. And not enough is put into those things that talk about our better angels that we have as individuals. Too much glorifies criminality. Too many images glorify the worst parts of humanity. And so we know that building a safer community takes work. It takes pushing back on those images and those messages, and it takes people choosing to do something better even when it's harder. And I want to acknowledge something very important. There are countless people, as I mentioned, that are doing that work each and every day in our neighborhoods, in our churches, our nonprofits, in our schools, in our civic groups, in our small businesses, in our corporate partners. We're seeing that. And, they don't always get recognized the way we'd like, but they are the reason why this progress is possible. If I tried to stop and thank every person who has helped make Montgomery a safer place, we'd be here all day. But we know there are countless individuals that have been doing that, and sincerely, again, we want to say thank you for the work that they have been doing, and we want to say that we are grateful for the effort that they have exhibited in 2025. And while homicides, were flat year over year, it is important to share the full picture of this city. Violent crime is down more than 25%. That is significant when you look at the previous year where we saw a significant reduction as well. Nonviolent crime down more than 12%. Overall crime is down 15% citywide. And so again, while these numbers are trending in the right direction, we know that it's not enough. We know that to see non-fatal shootings down 14% is a step in the right direction, but it's not where we want to be. We know that there are many more roads for us to cross in order to get where we want, but these numbers do matter. They tell us that Montgomery is steadily becoming a safer city. Even we remain clear-eyed about where we are and what we must do better. We're also taking dangerous weapons off of our streets. Last year, more than 2,100 guns were seized, including machine gun conversion devices, and hundreds of those firearms were potentially linked to other crimes. That work saves lives. Our officers are making arrests, clearing cases, and showing up every day under incredibly difficult circumstances. And they're doing it with professionalism and a commitment to accountability. That progress doesn't happen by accident. They're well trained, they're well intentioned, and they're professionals. And they're looking to be best in class at everything they do. But it also happens because of strong partnerships. So I want to thank the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, the leadership of Sheriff Derek Cunningham. I want to thank the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, Director Hal Taylor. And I want to thank our federal partners, the FBI, the U.S. Marshal Service, the ATF, for standing shoulder to shoulder with our officers to keep Montgomery and our community safe. And with that, we're seeing some uptick in our numbers, and we're seeing an uptick in those that want to join the Montgomery Police Department. In 2025, nearly 1,000 people expressed interest in becoming a police officer. Now, we know not everyone will be, but it's great to see that type of interest in our department. It tells us that people still believe in service, and they still believe in this city. To keep the momentum going, the Montgomery Police Department will soon offer a recruitment and retention bonus to current personnel and new recruits. All sworn personnel will get up to $10,000 per year over a period of 3 years as funding remains available, and we anticipate that funding source to be there until we get to the number of police officers that we have budgeted. That's a $2,500 per quarter bonus for those who are serving now. New recruits would also get up to $10,000 potentially in their first year. That's significant when you think about $10,000 bonus for new recruits in the first year of their service to the Montgomery Police Department. As soon as a new recruit successfully passes the academy, they will get that $2,500 bonus. After their first year, they will then become eligible for the retention bonus. And if you're someone who wants to serve, I want to encourage you to visit joinmgmblue.com to learn more. I do want to be clear. There are many steps to becoming an officer. It's not just a matter of clicking on something, filling out an application, and voila, you're a member of MPD. The process is demanding, and the standards are high, and they will remain high because that's what our citizens deserve, and that's what they expect. Another issue we want to confront, honestly, is one around accountability. One of the most consistent frustrations voiced by our officers and our chief of police, Jim Grayboys, is seeing people accused of violent crime released within hours or days only to return to jail again, sometimes for new violent charges shortly after their release, going back to their communities where so many in the community have helped us identify who they are and have helped us identify just what took place. We need that to change. This cycle puts the community at risk, our officers at risk, and it undermines public confidence. And that's why expanding Anaya's law is so important. It will give judges and district attorneys additional tools to keep violent offenders off the streets while cases move through the system. The Alabama primary is coming up in May, and I want to encourage people to stay informed and consider how their vote can help make our city and our state much safer. We're also continuing to make real, measurable progress under Envision 2040. And when you think about that plan, nearly 80% of the 120 strategic actions are either completed or actively underway. That tells a simple story. Montgomery isn't just planning for the future, we're building it now. We've modernized how our city grows by updating outdated zoning rules so neighborhoods can support more housing choices, mixed-use development, and increase investment opportunities. We strengthen public safety by aligning police and fire under one mission and investing in the people who protect this city. We're helping build neighborhood wealth by opening doors for minority-owned developers and small businesses. We're improving connectivity, bringing in major investments for transit, sidewalks, trails, and green space. And we're making sure health and quality of life are considered in every road, park, and public project we build. Looking ahead to 2026, we'll continue that work with a focus on climate resilience, protecting natural spaces like Cypress Creek, and smart, sustainable growth across all neighborhoods and all zip codes in our city. This is about creating a community where opportunity reaches each neighborhood. It doesn't happen overnight, but it will happen as we continue to work on it each day. We want this truly to be a city that people look to as a blueprint for excellence and one that's a model for other cities to emulate. Anyone who wants to learn more can visit envisionmontgomery2040.org. That's envisionmontgomery2040.org. Now, before I close, I want to invite everyone to join us for the State of the City coming up in February. We'll be announcing the time and the place for that in the upcoming weeks. We want to be sure that you all have an understanding of, again, the progress that was made in 2025, but more importantly, our plan and our vision for 2026 and the role each and every resident can play in that to help us achieve our goals. I'll end by saying this. We want to thank our residents. We want to thank our partners. We want to thank our city council and certainly all of our employees for a strong and productive 2025. I'm proud of the momentum that we built, and I look forward to where that momentum will take Montgomery in the year ahead. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you, and at this time I'll open it up for any questions that you may have. Well, listen, you can never have too many police officers. So we're looking to acquire as many great people as we can. We made some progress, some strong progress in the last 6 months of the year. We'll see our largest training class coming through in March based on those efforts. And we anticipate this bonus adding even more interest and making us more competitive with other municipal police departments around this state to make sure that we stay abreast of where the market is for those who want to protect and serve our community.
Mayor Reed, on the initiative of public safety, right, the numbers are right there, even 4 hospitalized last night. How do you start 2026 strong? What are those physical measures to keep public safety really at the forefront for the community?
Sure. I think one, staying in contact with our police department. I've had a great beginning of the year meeting with our police chief and chief of staff. I had a great meeting to start the year with our command staff at Montgomery Police Department. One, congratulating them on the good work that they've been doing under tough circumstances in 2025, but also setting the goals and expectation that we have and the community has for us for 2026. The other thing has been staying in touch with our community leaders, our faith-based leaders, making sure that we hear what they're hearing, and that we're responding in ways to create opportunities for people to choose a different life, for people to make different choices than the ones that may get someone put in the hospital or much less in a jail or even worse than that. So we want to continue to keep the lines of communication open, but also expand our partnerships to Montgomery Public Schools, expand our partnerships with our colleges and universities, and expanding our partnerships with our employers to make sure that young people understand the type of options they have in the community to live a law-abiding and productive life in our society and in our community, make good money, very, very good money when you look at some of the jobs that we're bringing in, and then connect them to the opportunities to get that training and to get the certification so that they see a better way forward than maybe one that's filled with crime and jail sentences.
Look on that sign right there. It says 79.5% of the goals in motion for the Montgomery 2040 campaign.
Yes, sir.
How do you continue to make that number grow larger and the goals that y'all already have in motion keep moving them forward?
Yeah, I think that for us, it really is about the employees of the city of Montgomery. They're passionate, they're dedicated, they want to be the very best at what they do. And so when we, put up these goals and objectives that the community laid out for us in the 2040 plan, it's up to each department and each division to make sure that we're tracking that each day, each week, and each month. And last year, and really the last couple of years, we've done a very fantastic job of doing that. And that's because of all of our teammates here at the city of Montgomery. We'll look to close out this last 20% by being proactive and by making sure that we don't allow some of the things administratively to be a logjam for us in 2026 that may have been in 2025. Some of that starts with yours truly. Some of that means making sure that we expect and inspect those things to get to that 100% of the goals and objectives that the community set out for us to be in place to build the type of city and the type of region that we want to have by 2040 and hopefully well beyond or well before that.
Mayor Reed, relative to this week, yesterday's county commission's meeting,
Yeah.
approved that additional funding for Jackson Hospital. Curious if now moving forward, you will have a role in that, if the city will have a role in restoring, getting that hospital out of bankruptcy.
Absolutely. I think, the city council passed unanimously a resolution to increase our support for Jackson Hospital in December. We were certainly pleased with that, and we were grateful for the council and for the community, speaking out about the importance of quality health care for the city of Montgomery and supporting Jackson Hospital. We're pleased that the county decided, got their votes to do that yesterday, got the information they needed to vote affirmatively to do that. And now I think we're in a great position to talk to Governor Ivey and her staff and show that Montgomery is on the same page. Montgomery is on one accord, and we're together in terms of what we're willing to do to make sure that Jackson Hospital is on stronger ground, safer ground here. But I want to be very clear about this. This is not a sustainable model. This is not a sustainable model for the city of Montgomery. It's not a sustainable model for other cities around the state. Our state leaders, including those who are running for re-election in 2026, must come up with a plan to address healthcare challenges, shortages, the closure of hospitals, and the challenges financially that our hospitals are seeing all around this state. Our state leaders, and I'm willing to be a part of any roundtable, any panel to discuss that, any brain trust to address that. If it means just being there to sit and listen, then we'll do that. If it means to talk, then certainly we'll do that. But we have to make sure that as a state, we're looking at what other southern states have done to fully fund health care. And I challenge all of the gubernatorial candidates, those running for lieutenant governors, all the constitutional offices, as well as those running for our state house, to address that in their re-election platforms. We cannot have a state leadership that is solely focused on the culture wars. We have to talk about affordability and bread and butter politics and bread and butter issues that exist in this state. And there's none more important than health care. And that means, how do we fund it? What changes do we make to the funding structure? And how do we make sure that there's not a Jackson Hospital around the corner in another community 6 months from now? And so while I'm certainly proud that the city, and I thank our CFO for helping us pull together $20 million that we did not have budgeted, that we did not have planned 2 years ago or a year ago or 6 months ago to bail out a private entity, it's not a sustainable model. And it's not sustainable for us as a community to be able to do this. So we're going to have to work together, both local leaders and state leaders, and even some of our leaders at the federal level, to address this, because not only does it inhibit us to provide health care to our residents who live in Montgomery now and who live in the region, who live throughout central Alabama, it hurts our ability to recruit. It hurts our ability to recruit healthcare professionals when they don't know what the status of our healthcare system is. It impedes our ability to maintain and keep quality healthcare professionals in our city, in our state, when they don't know, from one day to the next or one pay period to the next, what their future holds. So we have to make sure that we're willing to have some big boy conversations here at the state level. And where cities can play a role, Montgomery has shown and has shown since day one that we're willing to play a role and be in partnership with that. And we have to make sure that the private sector is also a part of this. The Hospital Association and others must be a part. Our insurers must be a part of the solution, because it's going to impede our growth as a city, as a region, and as a state. And if we aren't looking at what some of our peer cities and peer states are doing, then we're going to fall further behind in this area. But I'm certainly glad that we had the financial position to pledge $20 million now to support Jackson Hospital. I'm glad, again, that the county yesterday voted to match that, and I'm certainly pleased that Governor Ivey and her staff have chosen to be a partner in this as well. And as our new leaders look to come on board in 2027, I hope that they're offering some solutions, and I hope they're willing to work with us in cities to talk about things that we can do to move healthcare forward, not only in our respective communities, but across the state. Well, I think the expansion of Aniah's law, as well as just, looking at stiffer sentencing from some of our judiciary members is important. The expansion of Aniah's law is going to keep the small percentage who create the majority of the violent crime off the streets. That's the goal, is to make sure that that small percent of bad actors aren't released back into the community when our men and women with Montgomery Police Department have done the work that we've asked them to do. When our community members have assisted us in doing things that we've asked them to do, they've gone over and beyond, and that we don't see people right back out who are repeat violent offenders going out to menace or to create more terror in this community. And we believe and we know that there's just a small fraction of this community that keeps up the majority of the violent crime. And every law helps us, every step helps us make our community safer, and it's going to be important for us to make sure we pass that overwhelmingly, and then I think make sure it's applied both through the district attorney's office and through our courts. And in my conversations with those leaders, they are committed to doing just that. They want to see a safe community for themselves, their family, their friends, their neighbors, their church members, just like all of us. So we have to make sure we do our part and get out to expand Aniah's law, and we'll be talking a lot more about that in the upcoming days and weeks ahead as the legislature comes into session here very soon. All right. There's always a focus on public education. I had a great and productive meeting with Dr. Bird earlier this week. And so we're always looking to see how we can partner with MPS how we can strengthen MPS, the vision that he laid out about the expansion of magnet programs, the addition of trade and vocational programs, again, very, very key. There was a great Wall Street Journal article last week that spoke to the most demand in Massachusetts schools are those trade schools. So we're seeing this around the country as advanced manufacturing grows, as the infrastructure grows in this community. We need those skilled tradesmen and women in our respective communities. So I think the things that MPS is looking to do is positive, and we want to do more even in the realm of athletics and extracurricular activities, and we'll have some announcements coming forth on that in the upcoming weeks. So we're looking to make sure that public education is not only an asset to those parents like myself and those students who are in it right now, but it remains an invaluable asset to our future as a city and as a community. All right. Well, listen, I want to thank all of you for your work. Thank you all for being here today, and we look forward to talking with you real soon. Thanks so much. Take care, and Happy New Year to each and every one of you.